Today we're going to take a look at a few of the claim rules edits that you'll find within the Claim Scrubber in MDeverywhere's Practice First. The Claim Scrubber is built to find any potential mistakes that may cause a claim to be denied and to help you fix those problems in advance. This helps ensure payment upon the first submission to the insurance payer. In this example, we've coded an encounter with some basic codes: diabetes and impacted cerumen, a regular office visit, venipuncture, cerumen removal, and an EKG. A pretty simple encounter overall. But when I saved this encounter, I was presented with 7 various edits that could all potentially cause this claim to be denied. These edits give us a good window into some of the typical edits you may run into. Let's see what we've got in this case. To see the edits, I simply scroll down to the Edit section, and I'll see a list of all the current edits for the encounter. If we look at the first edit, it's telling us that the procedure code 93000, the EKG, is not medically supported by the linked diagnosis code. If we look to the right side, we can see that the EKG is currently linked to the diagnosis 380.4. If we scroll up, we can see that that diagnosis is the cerumen impaction. We need to relink this procedure to a better diagnosis to ensure payment. In this example, we'll add the diagnosis chest pain and relink that diagnosis to the EKG. We can see now that I've added the diagnosis 786.50 chest pain and relinked that particular EKG to the diagnosis. Now when I click Submit to check for any edits, we'll see if making that change resolved that particular edit. Just like that, notice that our previous 7 edits have now dropped to 6, and the particular EKG edit is off the list entirely below. Simply relinking that procedure to the proper diagnosis solved that edit. Now the second edit mentions that the procedure code 93000 has a bundled relationship with a 69210 and suggests that we add a modifier to resolve the edit. Let's try to add a modifier 59 to the EKG. You can see that the modifier 59 is now added to the 93000. So let's resubmit and see if that resolves the edit. Once again, the edit is resolved. Now we're down to 5 edits. Now the next few edits are all somewhat related. First, it tells us that the 99213 has an unbundling relationship with our 69210. The next message is similar, and the third lets us know that a 99213 should not be submitted with a minor procedure without an appropriate modifier. To resolve all 3 of these, let's try adding a modifier 25 to the E&M code 99213. We can see now that the modifier 25 has been added to the 99213, so once again, let's click Submit and see if that resolved the edits. And yes, we were successful. This time all 3 of the edits cleared at once because adding the modifier 25 fulfilled the needs of all 3 edits. The next edit is telling us that the insurance eligibility verification for this patient has not been verified or has failed. If we click on the edit, we can see that the instant eligibility verification specifically found a problem with the patient's subscriber ID. In this case, I'll go back to the patient's insurance record, fix the incorrect data, and then click Resubmit again to see if that resolved the problem. And once again, the problem is resolved, the edit's gone, and now we're down to 1 edit. Now this last edit is telling us that the patient has PQRS information that is needed to ensure that we fulfilled all of Medicare's guidelines. To resolve this edit, we'll simply click on it. With the PQRS edit, the system will present you with a series of questions showing the Medicare PQRS measures that you participate with and giving you these simple questions to answer to resolve those requirements. For this patient, we've received a series of questions based on her diagnosis of diabetes. For the first question, A1C control, we'll choose the first answer. For the second, LDLC, we'll choose the second option. For the next one, high blood pressure control, we'll choose the first option. And finally, regarding their advanced care plan, we'll choose the third option. Notice how answering all of these questions automatically plugged in all of the necessary procedure codes to fulfill the Medicare PQRS requirements. Now, finally, to see if we've corrected all of the information that's needed, We'll click Submit one more time. And just like that, the claim is now ready for billing. This claim that would have been denied for a multitude of reasons is now completely clean and will get paid on the first submission to the payer instead of being denied.